Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Chris again. I'm back. I'm saying right now this is gonna seem a little weird, but I had already read through part of the chapter and then realized I needed to do something, so I stopped the recording. And then when I looked at the recording to check it, I didn't have the audio. I just figured out something that I never knew about it. So when I test the audio to see if it's working, I usually play it through the computer. I always thought it recorded it. It still recorded it while it went through the report. You went through the computer, but apparently no, it doesn't. When it goes through the computer like that, it actually mutes the audio. Even though I can see the mic moving on my system, it doesn't really record it because it's just playing it back through the system, which is stupid, but whatever. So this is Fairy Tail chapter 146. If you're curious why this didn't come out last night, I posted a thing last night talking about how these would be scheduled at like 10, 11 a.m. and then the other one we scheduled at like 12 or 1. The reason why is I'm still partially sick, so I'm not fully back to it. I'd rather not force myself to record stuff on days after a day that is so or like a high workload for me. I don't want to record the next day. I usually am resting, and that's what yesterday was. It was a rest day, and I just couldn't get myself to record stuff. So I'll just upload non-recorded stuff on days like that. I won't schedule like recorded stuff for that moving forward. But yeah, you'll get this. You'll get the One Punch Man. You'll get the next 4 episodes of Blood Blockade, and probably another 2 or 3 videos. You're only supposed to get 4 videos today and 3 yesterday, but you're getting, since you only got 1 yesterday, you're getting 6 today. Okay, so real quick, if you didn't see, last night I posted a Fairy Tail video. I'm picking up the one arc I skipped in Fairy Tail because way back when I picked up Fairy Tail, I thought it was a filler. It's not a filler, and it's where I missed the most information. It's the Editless arc I skipped. We're going back through. I don't really count myself as a true Fairy Tail fan because I haven't seen all of the stuff, and that's the last thing I have to see. I don't really count someone as a true fan unless you've seen like all the episodes. The movie's cool, you can add them on, like I've seen them, but if you've seen all the episodes, cool. If you haven't seen the movies, it makes sense. Either you don't want to rent the movie or pay for the movie. Most sites that have all the episodes might not have all the movies. So, otherwise, yeah, I'm going through the Editless arc. I think it's going to be 5 parts, 4 4-episode parts, and 1 3-episode part to cover the full arc. I'll probably try to get one out next week. Other than that, we will jump into today's chapter. Today's chapter of Fairy Tail is 146. Chapter 146, Desire for Peace. On the cover, we have Wendy and Carla. Carla is in her human form, and they're both jogging. It's neat that Wendy is wearing like a Fairy Tail crest, like jogging t-shirt, but you can see the Fairy Tail crest on her shoulder, which means she just has Fairy Tail merchandise. I wouldn't doubt it. For a long time, they would sell Fairy Tail merch at their guild hall. Sorry, I was really, really thirsty. Okay, we're starting off, and we're Serio in your armor. Re-equip. You have the same magic as me, But you're a wizard? You're a wizard, Harry. This is alchemy. I simply alchemized this armor. Remember this? Alchemy is more powerful than magic. And we see Rosario clash. Urza dodges it. Then Urza tries to do 2 attacks. Well, Urza counters and blocks. Or not even counters, just blocks. When Urza goes to do her attacks, Rosario blocks both, and then she kicks Urza backwards. Re-equip Blackwing armor. You're quite good with a sword. You surprised me too. That a devotee of magic would be proficient with a sword. Then, when they're still like head to head, like sword to sword, Rosario fucking shoulder charges Urza, and Urza falls off this like flesh pillar that they were on from last time. When Urza starts falling, she puts her sword into the pillar, but Rosario is still chasing after her. And before Rosario could strike down on her, Urza pulled out the sword, which surprised Rosario. And Urza gets ready for the attack. And Rosario puts more force into it seems, and throws Urza to the ground. It also seems... I already know how many swords here. Like I said, I got about halfway through the chapter before I realized. She creates about 15 black swords. And launches at Urza. Either the swords are going so fast, the impactor is bigger, and that's what we're seeing behind her, or they explode on contact. Like she's alchemizing it. And when Urza is running, one of the mouths that I described about last time in the room, this flesh room, almost looks like a Doom Eternal room, opens up and blows up. Which makes me even more towards the point that the swords are probably exploded. Ugh. Urza jumps out, but Rosario is ready, and Rosario clashes and breaks her Black Knight armor. And Urza falls to the ground. I think this clash right here, is where I got to. No one could beat a Signario. Before she could finish, her armor shatters. You can see she got battle damage. We got each other. Urza just smirked on the floor. That single attack. Instant. You attacked me? Of course. She wouldn't guard everything. She would always, if she saw her opening, she would attack. Even if it meant she was defenseless. It's just how Fairy Tail is. I would say even Sabretooth at this point probably act the same way. Also, probably the wild group. I can't think of their name now. I want to call them wild Pussycats, but that's fucking My Hero. We're wild. I can't think of... With Bacchus and them. I can't think of what they're called. But that guild, I could also see them doing the same thing. That's like that's a Bacchus move. I know I'm probably saying his name wrong, but the Drunken Fist guy. That's a move that I could see him doing. What is your goal? Gold Owl, the guild controlled by the Metal Dragon God. What are you planning? We're going to alchemize their history. History? We're going to kill all the dragons and create a world with a complete, unprecedented peace. One where no person needs to fear dragons. In order to do that, We need to complete Athena. Once she has the power to slay dragons, we'll have her kill them all. I say we're starting to see similar interest in getting rid of the dragons, the god dragons. It's the problem that they don't know Duke's real reason. Like, the sisters probably do want to take out the dragons because of what the dragons have caused, but Duke's real thing of controlling them to take over the world, that type shit, they don't know that, which is the problem. Is they have like great ideals, but they don't know what Duke is giving them an image, but then change that image for himself. Like, he's given them a picture, but not the full picture. Oh, except Vernes, the metal dragon god. He has no physical body. He's but a concept. I don't think that's true. I think maybe no physical body. I think someone still has his dragon powers. We saw the tragedy that befell Ishgal, the days of terror under Acnologia, but we beat him. It's not about winning or losing. That those days happened at all was evil, and the dragon's existence led to misfortune. See, that's the thing with Makarov's. I'll bring this up. It's almost to the same set of Makarov's sacrifice in the 100-year quest, not 100-year, at the end of the final season, where Mavis said she could find a way for them to win, but Makarov couldn't see his guild, his children get hurt anymore. So he sacrificed his own life. He did eventually come back when Mavis and Seraph, pass it away. But still, that's in the same regard. If they could do it now, why not do it now instead of doing it later? The amount of people getting hurt is so much less in that picture that way. That was a fine speech, but I still won't accept you hurting my friends. And you can see Urza's now in the samurai armor. I don't know what it's called. She uses this re-equip a lot. It's where she has bandages around her chest. She has I think it's like a belt or a sash around her waist, but then her pants at the I want to say hilt. It's at the cufflinks of it is the fire pattern, the flame pattern, and the long samurai sword. Not even in the name of world peace. No matter how lofty your ideals may be, I can never forgive anyone who hurts my friends. Not even in the name of world peace. I'll cut you down. You would choose your friends over peace? Without the slightest hesitation? My friends are what give me peace. And Urza was just quicker with this attack. And hit Mercerio. Mercerio is... you can see injury. She's going to pass out. And Annie's awake now, saying, "Big sis." Think this is coming from Mercerio, not Annie. Our world, alchemy, is coming apart. And you can see everything starts shattering. And then a shining bright light, and then Urza's in front of Jalal. The thing is, I can see people pissed with this fight. Urza won again. But I think if they showed Urza getting the hit on Rosario, even like a quick flashback of her getting the hit on Rosario, then it'd be more whelming. But I went into this fight knowing Urza would win. I think the biggest thing is I don't think Urza would win if they didn't have to deal with making the world. If Rosario, this one that did alchemy for the armor, didn't have to focus on keeping the world up, and I know it's not magic ability, but still, if she kept all her alchemy to armor and weapons, I think she would have won. She would have been able to outpace Urza. But since she was like keeping the world up and also focusing on the fight, but also like underestimating her, there's so much that can go to this. Not only not fully underestimating Urza, but still, I think there's too much going against her at that point. But we can see everyone's back together. Jalal's in front of Urza. Urza, Jalal, Lucy, Gray. We're able to return to the real world. What happened? Everyone suddenly appeared. Rogue, what in the world is going on? The Signario sisters. World alchemy was dissolved. But you're a bit too late. Not surprised. Duke is a powerhouse. I'm not surprised at all. I could see next chapter being a flashback because I think this is last page. Duke is holding up Natsu by the head. I've already gotten what I want. And Natsu's like injured to like a insane extent. And there's like no blood or damage on Duke Boa. Lucy yelling Natsu. Okay. The biggest thing I'm gonna take away before we talk more about this is Bernie's being only a Bernie's only being a concept. I still go back to the fact that his magic power has to be within someone in the guild. Otherwise, he would disappear from that board years ago that Elfsyria had. So someone still has that dragon ability. He could also still have a body that no one knows about. Only Duke knows. It could also come down to the fact of that. But still, I would love... I'll bring it up now. If, since Natsu's taken out, if he has no dragon ability in him, he might still have it and he's just passed out. But if he has no Dragon Slayer magic in him at all, I wonder if someone did have the metal dragon god, ability in them, if they were to use it, if Natsu or Rogue or Wendy would be able to consume that ability and get another power, another dual element, because it's been a long time since we've seen a dual element Dragon Slayer. Like, the only reason I'm asking this, even if it's a metal god dragon, is because Natsu in the past was able to take in a fire god slayer magic, but he had to empty his vessel completely of fire dragon ability, which could possibly be a thing. I would love it, but I don't know if it will. Urza's fight, predictable if anything. Knew she was gonna win. I didn't come into this chapter thinking she was gonna lose. But I am curious who will step up to the plate now. If it'll be Gray or one of the others. You can still see Jalal, covered in bruises. Fucking Rogue sweating because he's still dealing with no magic. But you can still see Lucy and Gray, injureless, because Lucy took over the body of the green-haired lady, and was able to crush them so quickly. Otherwise, Otherwise, that was chapter 146. I don't want to take too long here, just because this needs to go up this morning, in a few, like 2 hours or so, and I don't want to worry about fully talking about stuff. There's not a lot to talk about. I could probably just theorize, but I don't want to do that right now. You guys, like I said, should get somewhere. I might push it back to 4 videos. I might do a gameplay video, a 4-episode part of Blood Blockade Battlefront, and then these 2 reviews. The only way you get 6 videos is if I'm able to render 2 videos. I have stuff I have to do in a town like an hour from here. So I don't know how much I'm getting rendered and up before I go to do that. But yes, I might. There might be 6 videos. This might be 4 videos for you. Other than that, we're gonna end this. I'm giving this an 8.5 out of 10. If anybody's curious. If you guys like the video, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, recommend subscribing to the channel to keep up blog content. Otherwise, this has been Miss Chris again, signing off. Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good night, wherever you are. Just have a good day. Hopefully, I see you guys in the next video, and peace.